Hey everyone, my name is Antonia Gates. You probably clicked on this video because you're wondering, how can I make some more money? And is Uber or Lyft a good way to make money and invest in money? Throughout this whole video, I talk about some stories that I've encountered today driving Uber, as well as some of my tips that I use to make money throughout the week. So, just a heads up, I do babble a lot, so if you hear me babbling, you can go ahead and skip ahead a little bit, but there is some very important information in some of the things that I say, so stay tuned. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to comment if you're also an Uber driver and you have any other suggestions for anybody else, and subscribe. So let's get started. Just completed my first ride today, and it was a long one, and I got $22. That was including tip. I think it was like, she gave me an $8 tip, so whatever subtracted. But I am hungry, and so now I am, how come I can't turn this over? I'm hungry, so I'm at Dunkin' Donuts now. Yes, can I get a hot tea, a black tea, small, hot, and can I get a strawberry donut with sprinkles and a bacon, egg, and cheese wake-up wrap?
Okay, so a small hot black tea. Do you want any like sugar or anything in it?
You can give me sugar packets.
On the side?
Yeah, sure. I'll take like 3 or 4.
Okay, and then a bacon wake-up wrap, and then a strawberry sprinkled donut?
Yes.
Okay, what else?
That's it.
Go ahead and pull forward, please.
Okay, thank you. So I got my Uber app on, and I'm waiting until I get a request in the parking lot of Dunkin' Donuts. So I'm just gonna eat my little wrap and tell y'all a story that happened yesterday until I get a request. By the way, I'm eating a bacon, egg, and cheese wrap, but I'm slowly transitioning into becoming a vegan, so we shall see how that goes. But anyways, not to be off topic. So yesterday, I picked up this guy. He had a suitcase and needed to go to the airport. So his suitcase was like a carry-on. So instead of, normally what I do when I see they have a suitcase, I'll get out the car, I'll open the trunk or whatever for them to do, put the suitcase in. So instead of getting out the car, I just stayed in the car because I saw that he put his carry-on in the back, which is fine and I don't mind. So anyway, this dude comes in, put the suitcase on the seat, which is fine because I have a lot of people do that. Now it's time for him to leave. I dropped him off at the airport. This dude's gonna slide his suitcase across the back of my seat to take it out, like wheel it across the back of my seat, and it's like a leather seat. So I didn't realize till after he left, like after he was already like in and I drove off a little bit, I turned around because I always turn around to make sure they don't leave nothing. So I turn around and I see this mark across a black line across it, and I tried to get it out, and I'll show y'all, but I tried to get it out and I got some of it off, but it still left like a little line. So I only had this car for like 2 years, and I'm trying to have it for the longest. I'm still paying on it. I bought it used, but it's still in good condition, and I don't want to having a bad condition. So I took a picture of it, sent it to Uber, and this morning I got a message that they charged the rider $20 for the damage. So although I don't feel like that's enough, it's still something, and I appreciate Uber for letting that passenger know that it was not okay to do that. So, and of course I got egg on my mouth. But by the way, I am an avid tea drinker. I don't drink coffee. So yeah, that situation, I was mad for a little bit because I am very big on taking care of my things, especially if I bought it with my own money. Now, I didn't pay it full in cash, like I said. I'm still paying on the loan that I took out to buy this car. So, sucks when you have to pay on something and somebody else damages it, or it gets damaged in general, you know? So this is what I normally do. I'll sit in the car and wait until I get a request, and I'll wait about like 15 minutes or so in this one area because I don't want to be driving around and wasting gas. And then if I don't get anything, I'll go and drive to another area. Sometimes I do drive around until I get a request, but I don't want to like have my feet hurting. Another tip while you're driving too, like if you know you get tired of driving easily, or like your feet hurts or whatever the case may be, a good thing to do is like at every stoplight, not on stop signs obviously because you don't stop for that long, but like at a stoplight, put it in park, relax your feet, then when it's time to go, put it back in drive, and then drive again. That has helped me tremendously. You know, driving straight for 5 or 6 hours, and you know, sometimes you brake, sometimes you don't. Your feet could get tired of, you know, pushing gas and pushing brakes. So that's something that I do. Sometimes Uber will tell you also that with different requests, if it's over like a 45-minute ride, it'll say this ride is 45 minutes, accept or not. And I always accept 45-minute rides. I mean, that's like a quick over $30+ if it's over 45 minutes. Sometimes, depending on time of day, if it says over 45 minutes, it could be due to traffic. And then you're there for like 50 minutes to an hour and only get like a $20-$25 payment. So I still will take it because sometimes it's better to get a $25 payment in 1 hour than like, you never know, you'll get 2 small rides, 2-3 small rides for like $3, $5, $2. So you never know, you know what I mean? All right. Well, look at my pink donut. It's so pretty. Like, it's one of those, you just don't want to eat it because it's so pretty. I normally eat healthy, but some days it's okay to splurge. It's okay. It is okay. And I'm not trying to really sing. I'm just messing around. Oh, why am I not getting any requests? I'm not too mad at it right now because, you know. I got a request. I have got a request. All right. All right, so I just dropped my last ride off. It was an $8.55 trip. So, second ride of the day. But let me get into some ways that I personally make around between $700 and $900 driving Uber. And I also do Lyft as well. So what I normally do is I drive and I have both apps on at the same time, and whatever request I get first, that's the one that I go with. Sometimes I'll get two of the requests at the same time, and I just look at whichever's closest and then go with that. So that way, you know, I'm saving. Okay, well, just got another request, so I'll see you later. Okay guys, you would not believe what just happened. So my last ride that I just picked up was somebody who worked for Uber. I was like, here's why I'm like a little, I was happy, but I was like a little, oh my gosh, I can't believe I picked somebody up because my rearview mirror is missing. Long story short, 2 weeks ago, I rode a passenger. They had they had two speed bumps in a row in the road, and the speed bump was the same color as the road, so I didn't know that. I've never been on that road before, and so I was going like 40 when you're really supposed to go like 5 over a speed bump, and I was going like 40, and bloop, my rear view mirror fell down. So I went to go price it because I have a Ford car. I have a Ford Escape. Went to go price it at the Ford dealership, and they're like, oh, it's like $400 to fix it. Anyways, so my request, when I picked him up, it said Uber Listen, and I've never seen that before. So I picked the guy up, and he's all like sitting there quiet with his headphones. So 10 minutes into the ride, it's like a 30-minute ride. 10 minutes into the ride, I'm like, I want to ask this guy, like, what does Uber Listen mean? Like, is it, you know, a service that Uber does for, like, you know, maybe people that's hard of hearing or something like that? So, but, you know, when he got in the car, I was like, well, how's your day going? And he answered. So I was like, I don't know if he's hard of hearing. I don't know. Anyway, so I asked him, I was like, if you don't mind me asking, what does Uber Listen mean? I saw that your thing said Uber Listen. So he was like, oh, I just work for Uber, and basically what it is we pretty much just drive around and we get feedback from drivers and customers and stuff like that. And so I'm like, oh, so this guy's sitting in my car for 10 minutes quiet, not saying a word. And I'm like, it's a good thing I asked because, you know, we're sitting there having a full-on quiet session, and this guy could have been judging. Well, he probably was judging me because I wasn't, you know, saying anything to him. But after that, we had a long conversation. I told him, you know, what I like about Uber. I loved all the improvements. I told him I've been driving for about 2 years and how I quit teaching, and I'm doing this. Well, I started doing it when I was teaching in the evenings, and now since I quit teaching, I do it in the mornings and all this stuff, yada, yada, yada. And, you know, we were having a good conversation, and then he mentioned my rear view mirror, and he was like, you know, it's illegal, or whatever the case may be. And I was like, oh, really? And then he was like, you don't need to go to a Ford dealership, get like a replacement mirror. He was so nice about it. So I really appreciated that. That he didn't, like, you know, say, oh, we're going to have to cancel you from driving right now because you're driving with that rear view mirror. Because with Lyft, I guess a passenger did complain in the app about it, and they canceled my account until I could get a rear view mirror. But I never knew about a replacement mirror. Now that I know, because, you know, this is my first time owning a car. I've only had it for 2 years. I've never had any problems with it. So it's a learning process. So it was very nice of him to be like, oh, you know, you can go to like an AutoZone or something and get it replaced. So that was really nice. That just made my day. And kudos to Uber for having people, you know, ride around and listen to all the good things that happen in the 2 years that I've been here, because I've seen all the improvements. The only thing I complained to him about was pretty much the navigation app. The navigation does not, it's really not good. Like, and what's not good about it is that it takes you sometimes to the wrong place. It'll take you in the right area but the wrong place, and then you gotta waste time pulling up another app like Waze or something to get you to ride in the right direction. So that's the only thing I told him about, and he agreed, because he said, you know, he's driven sometimes and had the same issue. Or sometimes they'll tell you to get off the highway and get back on, and you thinking it's traffic or something, and it's not traffic or nothing, it's just telling you to do that. So that was really nice of him. But I truly appreciate that. So back to, sorry I went off on I really go off on tangents, and I really don't want to make this video that long. Sorry if it is going to be about 15 to 20 minutes long. I'm going to try my best to edit out what doesn't need to be in there. But some of the main ways that I make money with driving Uber and Lyft, a lot of money at that, is I drive in the morning. So I mainly start my time at like 6 o'clock, some days 7, depending on how I'm feeling. And my husband leaves the same time, so that's kind of like my motivation to get up as well. And we both like kiss each other goodbye, and he goes off to work and I start driving. And I normally just start driving on the side of the highways, because that's like the busy areas on the service road. And I'll wait until I get my first request. After I get my request, I'll drive around with that customer, and I'll wait in that area that I dropped them off. I don't go driving, you know, to a whole other area like 10-15 minutes away. Or the only time I feel like I'll need to drive is if for some reason I'm taken somewhere that's like 2 hours away from my house, which it has happened. Then I'll obviously drive in the direction back to my house, or even an hour away from my house, and I'll drive back in the direction of my house. And then I could also set it up to where I get requests going back in that direction. But that's the only other reason why I would. Other than that, I look for like a busy place that has like a fast food, like a shopping center that has like fast food places or whatever, just in case, you know, I get an Uber Eats or something like that. And speaking of Uber Eats, one thing I do not do a lot, and this is very bad to say, but I'm all about honesty, is I don't accept a lot of Uber Eats, because to me, I tried it one full day, Uber Eats, and it takes more time. Like, my goal per day is minimum $100 a day. And that I could make $100 a day in about 5 to 6 hours driving Uber. And that's in the Dallas area. It may vary depending on where you live, but I can do that easily. Dallas, Texas. And so my goal is like $100 a day. Sometimes I get that $100 in like 3 or 4 hours, especially when I get those airport rides and I get a request going into the airport and out of the airport. That right there is already like $40, between $40 and $60 right there. And I can make that in 2 hours, right? So, like yesterday, for instance, I had 3 airport rides back to back. And the first ride going in to the airport was about 50 minutes. Coming out was about 50 minutes. So going in and coming out, I made already $80. Like taking someone to the airport and taking someone from the airport to their house. That was already $80. So actually, yesterday was actually my highest payday that I've ever had with Uber. I made $186 in one day. within that 5-6 hour time frame. And how much gas did I use? The same amount of gas. So that tells you. And I drive a Ford Escape hybrid, and I normally put $20 of gas, $20, which fills it up half tank, because my gas right now in the city is between $2.86 and $2.89, almost $3, which is pretty high for Dallas, because it used to be like, you know, $2.10, $2.11, and just recently it had went up. I don't know what, you know, made it go up. And I used to be able to fill my tank for like $25. Now it's like close to $40 to fill up my tank. But I normally put $20, which is around half tank. Once that goes down, I'm done driving for the day. And then I have other stuff to do because I'm working on my own business. Sometimes if I don't meet quota, or if I'm going on vacation later this month, so I want to make some extra cash. So what I'll do is I'll drive at night, but I'll have my husband drive with me. And normally the passengers do not mind. Like, I'll tell them I have my husband in here for safety reasons, which is the honest to God truth. And they're like, oh, well, that's a good thing that you're doing. Most of them say that. And so we'll drive around at night, go like close to the bars, and make about $100 a night or $50 a night, depending on how fast or slow or what day it is. There's been times where we made around $200 a night, if it's like a sporting event or something like that. So, and I'll put aside that money for spending on extra stuff. So I do 5 to 6 hours a day in the morning. Now, if you're a person who works in the morning, a good time to do is 5 to 6 hours in the evening. So say you get off at work at 4 or 5. Turn on your app right after. Grab something to eat, turn on your app, which is a good time to drive in the day because people are coming from work. Turn on your app, stay for 5 or 6 hours, 4 hours, depending. Set a goal for yourself. And then also, I drive every day. I drive Monday through Sunday to make the $700 to $900. If your goal is all up to you, if your goal is to make like, you know, an extra $500 a week, maybe driving Monday through Friday would be good for you. Or even just extra $200 a week, you know, all that will be good for you. Set goals for yourself. Even if you don't reach your goal, extra $200 in your pocket for the week is still good money. So I don't want to make this video too long. Those are the main ways that I make money. Remember, keep your both apps on. And honestly, sometimes I don't even put both apps on. Sometimes I just do Uber, because in my area I get more Uber requests, and I'll just drive and get, you know, Uber requests all day, or whatever the case may be. But so keep your app on. Don't drive around to waste gas. Try to wait for the by the way, I'm like an hour and 15 minutes from home. That's how I'm like driving around for a request. But try to wait, and 10-15 minutes tops. If you don't, then drive to another area. Not every day is gonna be fast. You're gonna have some slow days, but on average you can make a decent, I would say, minimum $500 a week, which is still good. You're setting your own schedule. You don't gotta go in to work and clock in and clock out. You do your own clock in and clock out. And you know, you can't be lazy about it. You can't say, oh well, because I've had days where in the first 2 hours in the morning I got like 2 requests, and then it's like $5 and $3. Oh my gosh, I only made like $8 in 2 hours. What is going on? Then next thing you know, out of nowhere, I start getting requests after requests after requests, and I still hit my $100 a day mark. Ever since gas has been going up though, I've been trying to do 120 per day because like ain't nobody trying to, like I'm not trying to take gas money out of my $100 thing, $100 money or whatever. Lord, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be mine? Random singing helps me to like zen. Oh, love Cardi B. But yeah, so I'm gonna put my referral code down in the description box. If y'all have any questions, concerns, whatever, comments, leave that below. Subscribe. I'll be making more Uber videos. So yeah, and I want to make a video on telling you guys all the requirements you're gonna need to drive Uber and Lyft, and different ways that you can make money. Just ideas I've been brainstorming about. Alright, well, this video is already way too long, so I'm gonna let y'all go and have a